Hey guys, it's Max here from Lawn Hub, and today we are here at Clint's lovely place. As you can see probably from our last video, we have verticut it and scalped in a bit of a mid-season renovation. Now it's come back pretty well. We've got nice green grass, we've got the leaf tips coming through nicely, but now we're going to ruin it again. So today's video we are going to be verticutting again, a little bit deeper this time in an oversowing process. So you'll see soon on our website there will be a pack, spread your seed pack, and it'll be available by the time this video comes out. So this is a guide to help you guys get through your oversowing for autumn this year of your couch lawns, and we'll get some work here done at Clint's place today. Okay, so these are the tools of the trade we'll be using today. This is a unicorn, as they're commonly known. It's the 20-inch Scott Bonner, and we'll be using that to give our lawn just that light scalping that we need to get the verticutter in. And speaking of, Clint's brand new verticutter, supplied by George Bond Mods of SB Fab and Parts, and Shane Benton has been kind enough to put that one in for him. So we'll give that a test run today, hope his workmanship's up to scratch and we can use this faultlessly. So the verticutter, as we showed you in a previous video, cuts into the thatch layer. There isn't a lot here today as we've just recently done it, but we need to create that line for the seed to sit in like a seed bed. So we'll give that a couple of directions, we'll give it a scalp, and I'll get back to you after. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Everyone will have a good laugh at that one. All right, all done. Cleaned up. We're out now ready for stage 3 or 4 after we've sprayed Astro last Tuesday. We've verticut today, Friday, 2 directions. Got the lawn reasonably flat with a good cut. And now it's over to our special guest on Sunday, and we'll have a bit of a good time on Sunday seeding this lawn and getting it booming for winter.
So we've just put down got laid?
Got laid at what sort of rate? 3 kilos, is it?
2.5.
It was 2.5.
2.5 per 100, yeah.
So why have we put down got laid?
Got laid is the starter fert, so that's gonna kick the seed along straight away.
So just explain why got laid is a fertilizer that you use for a new lawn versus Trojan for an existing lawn?
Yeah, right, so it's a more balanced NPK. It's got a lot more P in it than what normal fertilizers have, so yeah, it's good balance. It should get a good strike with the germination of the seed.
And what's important about phosphorus with new lawns?
Well, it's all about providing everything it needs straight away.
Yep.
So the more you've got of the P in that regard, the better for the new lawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got BBW in here. BBW is a granular wetting agent. What's the, I guess, benefit of putting a wetting agent down now while we're doing this?
So we're going to be irrigating really frequently over the next 10 to 14 days. So we don't want to have a situation where we're getting any water pooling on top, so we want to get that water down into the root zone. So obviously the BBW is there just to break the surface tension of the soil and make sure that we don't get any pooling, any runoff areas as well. So if it's a heavy rain event after seeding, you can get some washout as well. So we don't have any rain on the agenda on the horizon for the next few weeks.
Perfect weather coming up.
So yeah, we're going to be able to dictate how much irrigation we can put down, how much water we can put down.
Yep.
But yeah, the BBW's there, it's a bit of insurance. And look, let's be honest, you can't put too much of it out. So every 6-8 weeks is something that I would definitely be doing on a regular basis anyway.
On any lawn?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Max was saying that he wanted to apply some of the seed by hand.
Yeah.
Is it a concern that we don't want seed in the garden? Yeah. Because wherever the seed lands, 97% of it's going to grow.
I can put this in the spreader and go, and be out here in 10 minutes.
Yep.
However, it could be in the garden beds for years to come.
It's that hard.
Yeah. I mean, literally, I've still got stuff in my garden beds at home that I'm plucking out on a weekly basis. Yeah.
The best way to get it out is to pull it out or poison it.
Just pull it out.
Yep.
I mean, the root system on ryegrass is not all that extensive, so you can just pull it out pretty easily. You know, you come and forth and go. Yeah. But it's the whole point of it's in here now.
Yep.
How do I get it out of there?
You kill everything.
So we'll chuck 3 in for now, and you can just do the middle of the guts of the lawn. And then I'll get 3 more kilos running.
So the 3 kilo bucket is for 100 square meters at 30 grams per square meter, which is the recommended rate.
Overflowing rate.
Now, when you're doing your lawn, do you go above that, or you stick to the rate? Have you had any experiences going too high?
No, a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. So when I first planted my cool season blend, I went out with about, I think it was 4 kilos. So for an existing lawn, you can get away with going a bit less because there's already a grass stand there. I went a bit higher, and then I got some help. And when I mean say help,
like the help we just had, like.
No, man. That bucket I gave was the whole lawn.
Help. So it's the same as fertilizer. Just because 1 is good doesn't mean 2 is better.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. There's a recommended rate based on the density that you're looking for.
And all the research has been done for us in regards to rate, so you may as well stick to it. So same with all our products.
We're going to do a couple of passes in the main area, the body of the lawn, and then we'll come past and we'll top that up with just chucking out by hand.
Take the heavy work out of it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Hang on.
Oh.
Start again.
That bit's going to come up wicked.
That's good. That's where the dog. As you can see, that's my dog's toilet. So.
So that's probably in total now, I'd say 4 and a bit kilos down. So we should have enough to, 3 and a bit kilos down. So we should have at least, we should have nearly 3 there.
Yeah. We're going with the rate with them,
Yeah.
And obviously when we're doing it, if it's windy, it's very easy for the seed just to disperse out.
Yeah,
into
it's
the
the
garden
perfect
beds.
day.
So once the ryegrass comes to the end of its season,
There'll be a video on that.
this bloke-
There is no end for him.
What do you mean?
oh god, we bought Simon here on the pretense that I was going to change my lawn to ryegrass, and now he heard me and Max talking.
Got his back up. Got his back up.
He's like, I'm going home. I'll take my spreader and I'm going home. Today he's going to tip the whole bucket in my dichondra.
Can we even maybe just put a bit of
Peat moss?
yeah, a bit of peat moss?
Yeah, I reckon we've got some in the shed. I've got a landscape supplies yard, I can ring them.
Yeah, even like a bit of compost and some sand, just to retain a bit of moisture. That's gonna dry out real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Do you have any compost and sand in your car?
Yeah, I brought some. I actually mixed it this morning at home.
Oh, don't upset Rossi.
He's already upset, look at him.
He's like, this is my corner, stay out of my corner.
We're going to go with a really heavy water now. So we've got obviously a lot of seed on the surface at the moment. Let's get a bit of a close up in here. You know, we've got a lot of seed sort of in that surface area. We could actually almost just go with a bit of a rake actually.
Like,
Just
or
maybe
brush
rake,
it in,
brush
or-
it in, rake it in. Heavy water, and just wash that seed down into the soil profile, like on top of the soil. Get some contact there, and then once
That's
you
what we're after though, isn't it? It's the seed to soil contact. That's the key to the...
So the tiff of, I'm assuming, is going to protect the rye somewhat from birds, and it's not as accessible.
If you can get it in there, that's right.
Yeah.
That's where you got to work it in.
So is hand watering almost?
Hand watering is good because you can force more on top of it, but it's time consuming.
Yeah.
I am just pushing the seed into the
Jesus.
So sitting on top of the grass at the moment. A poor attempt at verticutting 2 days ago has left us in this position.
But I think it's probably not a bad thing because not everyone's got access to a
That's
verticator,
right,
Max.
yeah.
You've done that before, and
Exactly right.
you know, even just a soft scalp,
Yep.
open it up a little bit and just enable the seed to get in there.
Exactly.
This is probably like a good
Just forcing it in a little bit.
real world scenario.
Yep.
You might not have the, you know, all the gear like Clint's got, for example, with the greens mower and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, having just your general rotary mower, give it a bit of a
Absolutely.
scalp,
It could just be a rotary mower job.
open it up, spread your seed,
Yep.
and then with a sort of fairly coarse spray droplet there, pushing that seed down into the canopy.
So if people
You can see it disappearing quite easily.
If people didn't want to go to the, obviously the spread your seed pack that we've got on the website's $220.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily within reach of everyone.
If
Is
you've already got some starter fert lying around from when you laid your lawn, or if you've got something handy, just grab the seed.
how important is the Astro?
It's just, I mean,
Could you give it a quarter dose of glypho and just slow it down a bit?
Of course, I wouldn't recommend it. It's off-label situation there.
no, look, I mean, the Astro is important. Let's not beat around the bush. It is an important fact.
Cool season grasses are also can be used with the plant growth regulators. So you might find as well that come April, May, when this is cranking along again, you can actually use some Primo or some PGR Astro to help thicken it up, help till her up, and just back off some vertical growth in it as well.
So, irrigation after this, Ricey, what do you think? How long?
I'd probably go like 3 times a day, 4 times a day. You know, try to irrigate it maybe after like 5 o'clock, for example.
Try not to.
Yeah, just we don't want to keep it, you know, we want to keep the cooch wet any more than we need to, kind of thing. So we're not trying to keep the cooch wet, we're trying to keep the top of the soil moist so that the seed will basically crack open.
Yep.
So we don't want to invite any potential disease. I mean, the potential is always there, but yeah, giving it a chance for the canopy to at least just dry off a little bit at night time.
So basically between 6 a.m. and 4 p.m. basically get 4 waters in. So
I'd even go a bit later than that. I'll put the first irrigation cycle on just before the light hits the grass. That's what I'd probably do. But
Yep.
it's up to you. Probably doesn't really matter, to be honest. It doesn't really matter.
We've written a bit of I've got a calendar ready for this, so it's got when to irrigate, how often.
We probably better make sure we put that on the website because we said that we were going to do a calendar and never went up, but yeah.
So we changed plans a bit, that's why.
Yeah, nothing set in stone.
We weren't going to oversow this, and we are.
We're only oversowing it so that we can show people how to oversow it, how easy it is, and how amazing your lawn will look, and how you'll get more friends, and your social media profile will grow. So, if anyone's wondering, that hose is a Gardenia 30-meter retractable hose. I stole it from WaterPro. You could buy one if you wanted to from waterpro.com.au. So for anyone that's been watching the content previously, you've seen that the plugs that Max put there have kind of joined together a little bit. They still wouldn't have hit that month that we were wanting them to have. And my irrigation has been very sporadic because, as you can see there, we've only just replaced those sprinklers and we've done a super job. Do not judge these two by that. That was all me shoving it back in. So Simon, you were saying that we need to put some organics on there because there's no tiff tuff.
Dry it really quick.
Few
you
or
might want to
couple?
chuck a bit more seed in there. That's going to fly away too. Like this.
Yeah, once it dries out, it is going to move.
So, a bit more seed on there. Put your sand and peat mix on there, or compost or whatever. Something that will still gives an infiltration,
Yep.
but will just hold a little bit more than just plain sand. So yeah, obviously we put out the got made, PBW, broadcast, spread the ryegrass, and then we obviously went around and Just topped in any corner areas that we thought we might get some overthrow from the spreader. Maxie went and blasted it in with the...
Did all the hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting the fire hose in there.
And just basically push that seed, you know, right down into the canopy.
Yep.
Irrigation moving forward will probably be in that 3 to 4 times per day. Short bursts, just keeping the, you know, the top centimetre of the soil, you know, wet, moist.
When it waterlogged.
We don't want to waterlog.
Down into the cooch root zone.
Exactly, and we'll try and avoid, if we can, you know, obviously watering too late in the day. So we're getting a dry cooch base overnight as much as we can.
Are there chemicals that people may have traditionally been using on their tiff-tuff to control things that aren't appropriate to use with ryegrass?
In regards to fungicide? Or?
Well, yeah, that, or even bow and arrows and the, like, will they kill, you know, or embargoes or things that people might have at home that they've used to control something that ryegrass will die from?
Well, if you've used pre-emergent leading up to this process, it's not going to work. Like
Yep.
we've said that in our pack,
Yep.
that it's not appropriate to use pre-emergent.
So an oxifert,
yeah,
embargo, barricade.
All those, you're out for those periods of
Yep.
time that states on the label, up to 6 months.
So what, well, that could mean that we'll have a higher chance of weeds growing in the grass through winter than we would have.
We may have, yeah. Probably more broadleaf.
And Simon will just come and pick them out by hand.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. He's gonna come on.
Yeah, and look, I mean, if you've previously had an infestation of winter grass, Poa-annua, it's not going to get any better by not having a pre-emergent down.
Yep.
So, certainly putting ryegrass down, you are opening the grass up for potential for weed germination, but if the grass is healthy and in good condition and there's no, you know, massive issues with weeds previously, you won't have too many problems with winter grass and water weeds going through.
And that's the key to going early like this too. Get this as healthy as we possibly can, blocks out all those chances for weed seeds, and hopefully we just smothered it.
Thank you very much for tuning in. We do appreciate you watching the video. If you got this far, congratulations, you're a better man than I, or woman. Thanks to Ricey for coming out and being part of this. It wouldn't have made sense for us to do a ryegrass lawn without Ricey being here. And if you have any questions whatsoever, stick them in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, because it feeds my ego and it's basically a dopamine hit for me. And like the video so that friends of yours that like lawn like you do will get the algorithmic benefit of seeing the video. If you want any more information about what we've used here, there is a pack called Spread Your Seed at lawnhub.com.au, or you can just buy the seed on its own. Now is the time to be doing it. He's picking my tiff-tuff out. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and keep it green.